What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am MLB Chatterbox. My name is Christian Corey. Welcome back to another video. You have seen the title and the thumbnail. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that is shocking to almost everybody, especially Cleveland Indians fans. It's a shocking statement, a shocking admission made by their former All-Star shortstop, Francisco Lindor, now with the Mets, about what he did during Game 7 of the World Series. So, all that in today's video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so this is basically an admission by Francisco Lindor. He made this admission to Tom Verducci during an interview, apparently. And this is from fanside.com. The title of the article is Francisco Lindor makes huge admission about infamous World Series Game 7 rain delay and what he basically did. So I'm going to read you this article and I'm going to react after the fact. So, it says Francisco Lindor made an admission about the 2016 World Series that will frustrate plenty of Cleveland fans. Game 7 of the 2016 World Series was one of the most memorable games in MLB history. The Chicago Cubs and the Cleveland Indians were both seeking an end to a painfully long title droughts, and the game ended up going into a brief rain delay before extra innings began. The story goes that Cubs veteran Jason Hayward gave a speech that helped inspire his team once the delay was over. A new Sports Illustrated profile on Lindor explains how he did the exact opposite. So, as you well know, Jason Hayward, as the story goes, during the delay, the Cubs went into the dugout, and he gave some inspiring speech, that, motivational speech during Game 7 of the World Series. Really inspiring speech that helped the Cubs win the World Series, and then they went out there in extra innings, and they won the World Series, and they beat the Indians. They ended a 108-year drought, whatever it was at the time, and won the 2016 World Series championship. Well, according to this article, Francisco Lindor and the Indians did the exact opposite. And the irony of what happened with the Cubs was that Jason Hayward sucked that year, and he's the guy that made the inspirational, motivational speech, which I just find funny. So, the article goes on to say this. Francisco Lindor makes a stunning admission about the infamous delay. Indians fans are not going to like what Lindor had to say in the interview with Tom Verducci. This is what Lindor said with Verducci. He says, quote, "I went into the locker room during the rain delay and saw the plastic and said, oh shit." Lindor says, referring to the protective sheeting to shield players' lockers from the anticipation of champagne celebration. Lindor goes on to say, quote, "So I went down to the weight room and I just laid down for a nap. I was 22. If I was older, we would have won that game. It would have been different." Hayward, on the other hand, gave a speech and Lindor took a nap. This does not look good off the bat. The other team, the Cubs, get in the locker room during the delay, and they get one of their teammates, a leader, giving an inspirational pep talk speech, pumping the guys up, get them ready to win the biggest game of their lives. And on the other hand, the other leader of the other team, who's in the same position as the Cubs were, in Lindor, decides to take a nap during the delay of Game 7 of the World Series. So, Lindor was admittedly younger during this, but it's hard to imagine anyone being able to sleep during such a pivotal moment on the game's highest stage. I don't deny that, assumption. Did his team not have anyone keeping everyone focused on the moment at hand? This was a turning point for both franchises, and the Indians fans are now dealing with a World Series drought that has lasted since 1948. A true star, Lindor, was traded to New York, and he has now made several comments and admissions to alter his perception in Cleveland. The best thing for fans in Cleveland to do is try to move on. Lindor's gone, and there is no need to waste energy being mad about what happened in the past. But that mindset still doesn't lessen the insanity of taking a nap during Game 7. Alright, so let's digest this. Lindor basically admitted that he took a Betty bye during Game 7 of the World Series. And obviously, that's really dumb. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. That's just stupid. Now, what the funny thing is, and the irony of this is that this is not new for Cleveland Indians fans. This is something they have dealt with before. In fact, not too long ago, the last time they were in the World Series prior to 2016, back in 1997, against the Florida Marlins. And if you guys have seen or watched the MLB Network documentary, The Dynasty That Almost Was, the 1990s Cleveland Indians story, it's like deja frickin' vu. It's Joe Boo and deja vu. Come on, Joe Boo. It's deja vu. It's basically what it is. And in the MLB Network documentary, they talk about Game 7 of the 97 World Series with the Marlins and Indians. And it's Game 7, bottom of the ninth inning. The Indians are leading. And there's no delay, but for whatever godforsaken reason, their shortstop at the time, Omar Vizquel, went down to the locker room to go to the bathroom. And he saw the plastic that was on the wall for the anticipation of champagne being sprayed and a World Series championship trophy to be hoisted in the Cleveland Indians locker room that night in South Florida. So the same thing happened with Lindor. In both case scenarios, Game 7, World Series, their shortstops at the time for the Indians go down the locker room, see plastic on the wall, the championship trophy being rolled in. And both men witnessed this in what some may call jinxing destiny. They jinxed destiny. Basically what they did. You know, both Cleveland Indian shortstops, the last two times they were in the World Series, to go down to the locker room prematurely with a lead in hand in the ninth inning, to go down to the locker room, take a piss or take a nap, and have to witness the plaster and the protective shielding being put on the locker room in anticipation of champagne being sprayed in celebration of a World Series championship. That is just weird. In both cases, it happened. In 1997 and in 2016, both shortstops, both for the Indians, both had a lead in the ninth inning, and both blew it and lost the World Series. And you can look at what Omar Vizquel said in the documentary. I'm going to play it for you right now, actually.
It's a one-run game as we go to the bottom of the ninth.
And when I went up into the clubhouse, they were building the stage and they were putting the plastic over the lockers.
I decided to go to the bathroom and I saw a bunch of champagne moving from one side to another, trying to prepare for the celebration. It was weird just to see that. I wish I would have never go to the bathroom on that particular evening and see that.
And they did. They tempted the baseball gods in 97, and apparently Lindor did the same in 2016 because he had to take a Betty bye. I mean, that is disgraceful. Infuriates you as an Indians fan. Like, they did it twice. Twice it happened. And both cases were the shortstops of the team in Game 7 of the respective World Series in 97 and 2016. I mean, wow, what are the odds of that? And they haven't won a championship since 1948. That is honestly, like, wow. Because this documentary was made after they lost the World Series in 2016. So I think this documentary was made in 2017. At least it was premiered on MLB Network in, I think, 2017, because I remember at the end of the documentary, they showed the Indians losing the World Series to the Cubs at the end of the documentary. So this documentary was made after they lost in 2016, talking about 97 loss to the Marlins. It's just funny that you hear a story like this coming out of the mouth of the Cleveland Indians shortstop, all-star shortstop in Omar Vizquel, and the same thing from an all-star shortstop, a couple years later in Francisco Lindor, when he left the Indians. So it's just, the irony is so just crazy, and just to think about it is bizarre that both cases included the shortstop of the team in Game 7 of the World Series going down to the locker room, taking a crap or taking a nap, and witnessing the plaster being put on the walls in the lockers, and the World Series trophy being rolled into the clubhouse in anticipation of a championship to be brought to Cleveland. And then if you hear what Vizquel has to say afterwards, he says, yeah, I should have not have gone down there. I should have not have gone down there. And Lindor kind of says the same thing. He says, yeah, if I was younger, I probably would have taken a nap. Aside from that, him just going down to the locker room is just bizarre. Why would you do that? I don't know. I just think it's so crazy that it happened twice with the same team in the same scenario of Game 7 of the World Series in 97 with Omar Vizquel, and now in 2016 with Francisco Lindor via this admission, essentially, with Tom Verducci. That's nuts. So that's all I got for today's video. Crazy insight. And if I was an Indians fan, oh boy, I'd be ticked. Like, comment, subscribe. Your thoughts on this stunning admission from Francisco Lindor. Alrighty, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.